No one could break up the MAGA coalition. No one except Donald Trump. Welcome to American News Trust. I'm Steele Black. They lived in a world where black people were not allowed to live in their neighborhoods or eat in their restaurants, to use their restrooms and water fountains, or even sit in the front of their buses. They called black people Negroes, among other things, and referred to Negro men as boys. But the thing about it was all right with them. Everything was okay. America was great. It was great. And then they saw the rise of the civil rights movement. For the first time, they were forced to see the educated black men that had always been there, but who they could not consciously accept and acknowledge. It was too hard. They watched the civil rights movement, desegregation, busing, and affirmative action. They watched them invade their restaurants, schools, and neighborhoods. Some pushed back in violent, shameful ways, but they still saw black people proudly wearing afros, embracing their color, raising their fists, and marching. And for the first time, they heard masses of black people screaming in the streets, "Black Power," not understanding that the black movement was just the beginning. They crystallized in their hate, some subconsciously and some overtly. They waited. They raised children, always believing they had no solution to the unacceptable forced equality of black people. They believed their opportunity and their jobs were taken. They didn't grow. They didn't progress like other people. They continued to spoil in their own stew. And then came Donald Trump, a man who had the charisma of a cheap car salesman, but who had recently been groomed to run for president on a white nationalist platform by more educated, disgruntled white national extremists. And speaking with a dedicated forked tongue that he developed as a child, Trump was a spectacle to be seen, a fish out of water, an awkward, conceited, narcissistic 70-year-old child in a grown-up's body. Never well liked, he was about to be consumed and worshipped for the first time in his life by a stewing white nationalist brood of disenchanted people. He would say the words he was groomed to say and spark their deepest hopes, but also damnedest hatreds. But most of all, he sparked their greatest loyalty. And in his narcissistic pride, he began to believe he was a god, their god, and that he would be their forever leader because to them, he was their savior. He would tickle and tease them with hatred and less than poetic dog whistles, and they would ebb and flow as he pleased. They were MAGA. They were his base, and no one could do anything about it. No one. He would make America great again, and they would worship him. He nurtured their conspiracy theories, all of them. He played their conspiracy theories like a well-trained musician. He even promoted one of their conspiracy theories that he knew involved him, believing he was above reproach. So when they believed there was a conspiracy against children, he made a 2024 presidential campaign promise to release the DOJ files when he became president again and expose the culprits. However, believing he was their God, he assumed they would honor his subsequent refusal and accept his explanation. He was wrong. MAGA was fractured. Donald Trump had fallen, and MAGA is still waiting.